So help me out as soon as you recognize the tune, and Lynn, you too, okay? All right, ready? Happy birthday to you. 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 Happy birthday to you.
In 1965, I made a gritty 50-minute chronicle of the early days of the Peace Corps, a choice I made. 4 decades later, in the summer of 2007, the volunteers from India 4 tracked me down and invited me to their 44th reunion. I hung out with them for a long weekend in Bend, Oregon, to find out some of what happened to them and what they did with their experience. And we took a walk down memory lane, courtesy of that 42-year-old film.
We've taken, it's about a 24-hour trip I guess across, and I don't think any of us slept very much. And we got to Bombay. It was the monsoon, the hottest, stickiest, heaviest air I've ever felt. And I couldn't help thinking, my gosh, is this what it's going to be like? Really, as an American, well, even just average means, you're very fortunate. You're just born lucky, actually. The education you have, well, you're expected to get. You know, it's not something you even got to struggle for, really. And it was a chance to make some practical use of what I'd sort of lucked into all my life. I taught my first class before the headmaster, a group of students who couldn't understand me at all, and about half the teachers in the school who thought that I was an expert on education. It was the first classroom I'd ever stood up and taught in front of. And so I started teaching. And really it sounds worse than it was, because, I mean, I was there and I had something I wanted to say, and, you know, I kind of taught it. Okay, this point here is starting point, okay. You take a kid who can't even seem to grasp the conception of what volume is, something like that, who can just never get it straight, that if you multiply a length times a length times a length, you get something, a space, a volume. All you have to do is go out to one of the villages and just see the whole atmosphere of it. It's just so utterly foreign to the kind of little obscurities you're trying to teach them in science. It's a wonder that they, you know, they can even be forced to sit in the class.
Susan and Lois looked around the hospital, and then they met with the matron, and she asked them, "What do you want to do?" So they asked the matron, "Well, what did you want us to do?" And she didn't know. And they did a little bit of teaching. And they found out that the teaching didn't work out because the head tutor, for some reason, didn't really want them. Now, I think possibly it could be from the fact that he thought they might be a threat to his job. So they had many meetings, not only with the matron of the hospital, but also the superintendent. And then they decided that maybe it would be best to ask for a transfer.
You know, when your baby's starving and you know it, and there's nothing you can do about it, absolutely nothing. You don't think about the political or philosophical arguments, and not really being able to feel the same way the people who feel who are suffering. But it's so difficult for those people. I mean, You know, you're a Peace Corps volunteer in India, but you've got something to eat. You know, you weren't starved.
I could tell you some stories of the glories on that train, of the 49er miners in the time old Jesse James robbed 1,000 golden nuggets in that freight train robbery. And when old Abe Lincoln rode with caught upon his knee once again, blue-water line. Blue-water line. If you can't afford the water, then you ought to give a dime.
Right behind the school, there is one of these small, narrow gauge railroads. It looks like something that should be in an amusement park. It's kind of a connection between the main line of the railroad between Madras and Calcutta. Top speed is about 5 miles an hour. There's one train that hits the school about 8:30 or 9 o'clock. And so a good percentage of the boys who live in the villages along those 4 miles use this as their transportation to school. Naturally without tickets, but the train is going so slowly anyway. As it comes past them, they'll jump on. When it comes to the school, they jump off. Again, it's a big joke to them. Living here at the school itself, of course, we are here the whole time. The students know we are here. We are accessible as we can be. If we were any more accessible, I don't know what we would do. Our place is kind of a semi-official local boys club, you may say. Every evening, every morning, the noontime, the holidays. I mean, the boys know we're here, and if we're here, then they feel they can come also. Right now, we're having a big craze on Monopoly, the old game. My sister sent me a set of this thing, and I finally brought it out one day, and it was amazing how quick these kids caught on to it. And I just began. Some boy would come with a cut or a scratch or something, put a little tincture of something on it. If nothing else, I can put a Band-Aid. I've run through several hundred Band-Aids, as a matter of fact. It's nothing. I mean, of course, I don't begin to fool around with. They start telling me they're having heart pains and all this kind of thing. I mean, I'm more or less specialized in external medicine.
At the same time, with a violent pull, very much strength. You have violence. Very. Okay. This pull now, which gave me excessive pain. Excessive pain. Very much pain.
Now, what did you find on his own? What change did you find on his own face? What change did he find in his own face? What do you think? You girls are not boys, so you don't know. Suppose you were a man and you slept for 24 years. What would you find?